here's what we're going to do first. So last time we talked about the emergency features on your phone, and some of those are very much dependent on what software you're currently running on your phone. So when you see things on your phone that are like, oh, there's they call it like an iOS update or a software update. What that means is that there's a new version of the program that runs your phone. So they update it to make it better along the way. And you get those periodic updates. Sometimes you may have it set so your phone updates its operating system automatically. So whenever there's a new one, but a lot of us, you'll get those messages that are like, there's a new update for your phone. That's what they're doing. So some of the things that I was showing you last time that were emergency features are only available in the latest version of Android. So if you look at your phone and you don't have the latest version of Android, you're going to see something a little bit different. So what I want to do, I want to make sure that you know how to see on your phone what operating system you're using. So what software you currently have. So I'm going to show you how to do this on my phone, which again is an Android. So if you are on an Android, what you want to do is go to your settings. You can do it one of a couple ways. So it's that gear right here that says settings. You can also pull down from the top and you'll see the same gear up in the right-hand corner. So either way, wherever you see that gear, okay, I'm going to click on that. Once I'm in this menu, you'll see my information, stuff like that. You're going to scroll all the way down until you see something that says about phone. It's possible yours says something a little different, but it should be like about, should be in there somewhere, okay? So what I want you to do is click on that about. And you'll see information on here. You'll see information on here. Some of this is like the software version, that kind of thing. What you want to do, you want to see the, it'll be like a 2-digit number for your software. So you're going to go to software information. And this is what you're looking for right here, where it says Android version, and mine says 12. Some phones may not be able to go up to 12. Yours says it has the latest version. So some of them, yeah, 11 is going to be the top version. That's why I want to modify some of this to make sure we can do that. You can do all the things that that your operating system lets you do. And I'm not showing you things that are not accessible. I'm going to talk iPhone users through this as well, okay? So if you have an iPhone, I'm sorry, I don't have a screen to share for this, but I'm going to talk you through how to do it. All right. You want to go to your settings app. So that's the equivalent of, so it should look like that here as well. It's a different sort of looking here, but you want to go to your settings. And once you get in there, you want to scroll all the way down. It's not all the way down, I'm sorry, part of the way down, and you'll see something that says general, and then you should see something that says about. All right, you see that? This is just an example that I found. So you should see something that says software version blank. Again, it'll be a number. It might be 15, it might be something else. This is going to be helpful in determining what features you do or don't have in terms of, you know, emergency use things. I'm going to show you an app today too that you can get no matter what your current operating system is. This app is actually available to anyone on an iPhone or an Android. So let me show you this real quick. It's super simple, or it's super, you know, it's sort of a one function app. And this is for moments where you are feeling like you may be in danger, but you're not sure what you want to do yet. So you'll see on here, this is an app called Noonlight. It comes in the App Store or the Play Store, so you can look it up in either place. Again, Noonlight. And what this is basically, this is like it's an emergency button. Okay, so I'll show you what it looks like. You'll download it. When you download it, they'll ask you for like some basic information, and then you're going to make a PIN. So like it's a 4-digit PIN like you would have for a debit card or something like that. Just make sure it's something that you can remember. All right. So once you've set that up, you're going to click on this Noonlight app. And what does you see this says hold until safe. So let's say you're walking down the street and suddenly, I don't know, something happens and you don't feel particularly safe, but you're not sure if it's a big enough emergency yet to call 911. Again, this is going to go to 911. If you have issues with calling 911, this is probably not the app for you. But if you want a backup that would call emergency services on your behalf in an emergency situation, you can do it through this. Okay. So let's say walking down the street, suddenly not feeling particularly safe. What I'm going to do is press down on this button. All right. And you see what it says? I'm pressing on it with my thumb right now. All right. And it's going to say release when ready. Okay. So I'm going to release this. And what it's going to do is give me a 10-second countdown to enter my PIN. All right. So what that means is if I release that button and I am not there to enter my PIN, what it's going to do is go directly to a dispatcher and they're going to send emergency personnel to where I am. Okay. So if I accidentally don't enter my PIN, an emergency dispatcher is going to come on and I can say, I'm sorry, that was an accident. Don't practice this one either. Like this one too, it's like you can end up calling somebody. You can practice putting your PIN in like that, but make sure you know what your PIN is. And what's going to happen is they will call emergency personnel. And if I don't answer this, so like if I was holding this down and then for some reason somebody took my phone, they wouldn't know my PIN number. So if that was the case, then they would send somebody to do a wellness check on me based on the location on my phone. So anything that happens where your finger comes off that button and you're not there to enter the code, or you're not conscious to enter the code, or you're not you feel like you're still in danger, that means somebody will be immediately dispatched to where you are. This one is helpful too, because sometimes, you don't know if it's an emergency situation yet, but you do want something as backup. So again, you can just pull up if you're walking down the street or something, and you feel unsafe, you pull up the app, you hold this down. All right. You hold this down as long as you're sort of nervous, but not sure what's going on. The second you either feel safe or you know that you're unsafe, you take your finger off it. If you feel safe, you enter your PIN. All right. If you don't, then they send an emergency dispatcher. I mean, the emergency dispatcher sends someone to do a wellness check on you. Okay. So that's something that you can use no matter what operating system you're working with. It's really straightforward. That's basically all the free version of that app does. Okay. All right. So if you go to your app store, or I mean the Play Store or your app store, depending on whether you have an Android or a iPhone. So I'm just going to go in here and say Noonlight. It says Noonlight, feel protected 24/7. This is what it's going to look like. It's like a little circle like this. It looks like the button itself. And again, there's in-app purchases for this. Like you can get a more, souped up version of it. But for what I just did is a free version of it. And that's a really sort of straightforward way that you can have that sort of backup connection to emergency response if you need it. Okay. The dispatcher for that is actually a dispatcher that goes through the Noonlight app. So it's a middle person who's then contacting emergency services for you. So if you've ever seen like seniors that have that button that you push, like if they're in danger, it's a similar thing to that. So it's getting somebody to call EMS on your behalf. So it's a Noonlight dispatcher that's then calling EMS on your behalf.